welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to be diving into the world of John Cousins.
Okay.
Um, you might not know his name, but you've likely benefited from his work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's built online empires, written best-selling books, invested in cutting-edge tech. You name it, he's done it.
Wow.
So to get to the bottom of this, we've got excerpts from a success story PDF all about his online business.
Okay.
We've got a bio from some of his books, and we've even got some pretty interesting praise from people who've worked with him over the years.
Wow, that sounds like a lot to dive into.
It is. And here's the real question here. What's the common thread connecting all of these things? What makes John Cousins tick?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to explore today.
Well, what's fascinating to me is that John Cousins isn't just a one-trick pony.
Right.
He seamlessly moves between online education and content creation to the world of high finance and cutting-edge technology.
Right.
There's a real art to connecting those dots.
So let's rewind to his early days.
Okay.
We can see that John Cousins built his initial success online, specifically on LinkedIn and YouTube.
Interesting.
Content was king for him.
Yeah.
He focused on providing value and growing a really dedicated audience.
That's a crucial strategy in today's digital world.
Absolutely.
By establishing himself as a reliable source of information, he cultivated a loyal following.
Yeah.
And that became the foundation for everything that came after.
And get this, he started his YouTube channel back in 2017 to generate leads for his business school prep courses.
Oh, wow. So he was really forward-thinking.
He was, and he put out 52 videos in 6 months.
Wow.
Talk about dedication.
Yeah, that kind of commitment and consistency is key to building a successful online presence.
Right.
It's not just about creating content, it's about showing up consistently and strategically.
But John Cousins didn't stop there.
Okay.
He very cleverly monetized that audience that he was building by creating and selling digital products like online courses
Oh, okay.
on platforms like Udemy, diversifying those income streams.
Smart.
Smart move.
Absolutely. And it looks like he had a very specific strategy here. Solve his own problems first, then package those solutions as products.
Yeah.
That's genius.
It is.
By addressing his own pain points, he tapped into a universal need within his target audience.
Right.
People are far more likely to buy a solution from someone who genuinely understands their struggle.
So like they say,
Yeah.
scratch your own itch.
Exactly.
Speaking of solutions, tell me more about his MBA AST online course.
Okay.
It seems to be a perfect example of his entrepreneurial drive and passion for education.
This venture really took off. He built an entire team to run it, and we're talking about a multi-million-dollar business here.
Really?
John Cousins clearly knows how to not just create, but also scale and manage successful ventures.
$5 million a year from that course. That's incredible.
It is.
What were some of the key factors that contributed to that, do you think?
Well, we can speculate that his earlier success building an audience played a big part.
Right.
He also likely tapped into a genuine need. People looking for an alternative to traditional expensive MBAs.
Yeah.
By offering a high-quality, accessible option, he was able to meet that demand.
So smart strategy combined with a pre-existing audience.
Exactly.
Sounds like a winning formula. But here's the thing. His journey doesn't end with online courses.
Okay.
This guy's also a best-selling author with over 60 books.
What?
Yeah. And he's even written one called Understanding Corporate Finance. Who knew he was such a prolific writer?
His productivity is truly astounding.
Yeah.
And he's not just writing, he's also taught MBA students at universities all around the world.
Wow.
Talk about sharing knowledge on a global scale.
So not only is he teaching people online, but he's also a professor too.
It seems so.
Wow.
This really speaks to his commitment to education and his desire to make a difference that goes beyond just profit.
Speaking of diversifying his expertise, he's also a general partner at Detractus Global, a quantitative hedge fund.
Oh.
Now we're getting into the serious world of finance, way beyond just teaching about it.
Now, quantitative hedge fund might sound intimidating.
Yeah.
It basically means they use complex mathematical models and algorithms to make investment decisions,
Okay.
often focusing on identifying patterns and trends that others might miss.
Okay.
It's a highly specialized, data-driven approach to investing.
So not your average stock picking.
Right.
This adds another layer to his profile. He's not just an entrepreneur and educator, but also a seasoned investor with a really deep understanding of financial markets.
Yeah.
It's incredible how all these seemingly disparate interests connect in his career.
That's what's so intriguing about John Cousins.
Yeah?
There's a pattern of connecting seemingly unrelated fields and finding success in
I
each.
think you can do it all.
It really makes you wonder, What's the common thread?
Yeah.
What allows him to thrive in such diverse areas?
It's almost like he has this superpower for spotting opportunities and turning them into gold.
Girl.
So we were just talking about how John Cousins seemed to have this knack for spotting these opportunities that others might miss. It's
Yeah.
like he has a sixth sense for what's going to be big.
It's not just luck, though.
Right.
There's a clear pattern of him seeking out understanding and then capitalizing on emerging trends.
And speaking of spotting potential, let's talk about his tech investments.
Okay.
This list is seriously impressive.
Yeah.
SpaceX, Databricks, Ethereum.
Wow.
He's clearly got his finger on the pulse of innovation.
This demonstrates not just financial acumen, but also an ability to see the bigger picture,
No.
to understand the potential impact of these technologies.
Right.
He's not just chasing hype, he's betting on the companies that are shaping the future.
I mean, investing in SpaceX.
Mm.
That's not just about making money. That's about believing in a vision of humanity reaching for the stars.
Yeah.
But you know what also caught my eye?
What's that?
He wasn't afraid to take risks even when they didn't pay off.
Okay.
He co-founded multiple companies, some of which went public, like Biomoda in 2006 and Advanced Optics Electronics back in 1999.
Okay.
But there was also one that, in his own words, was an epic fail, called Food Century.
Interesting.
It's refreshing to see that even super successful entrepreneurs face setbacks.
Yeah,
It makes them seem more human.
exactly. Failure is often a stepping stone to success.
Right.
It provides valuable lessons and can even fuel greater innovation.
Yeah.
What we're seeing here is a pattern of constant learning and adaptation throughout John Cousins' career.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to experiment, to try new things, even if it means failing sometimes.
So to really understand John Cousins, we have to look beyond the wins, beyond the millions, and examine his willingness to embrace risk and learn from those experiences.
I agree.
It's a good reminder for all of us that setbacks are just a part of the journey.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of understanding John Cousins, we've talked a lot about his accomplishments. But what about the man behind all of this success?
Right.
Those praise excerpts we have gave us some pretty intriguing glimpses into his personality.
Yes, those descriptions were certainly colorful.
They were.
He's been called a magnet for talented people, a polymath at the height of his powers. Even a magical healer.
A polymath.
Yeah.
Someone who excels across many disciplines.
Right.
No wonder he can digest fresh paradigms overnight.
Yeah.
It means he can quickly grasp and adapt to new concepts and ways of thinking.
Right.
Okay, some of these might be a bit over the top, but there's a consistent theme of intellect, drive, and leadership that shines through.
Definitely.
These testimonials paint a picture of someone who's not only successful, but also highly respected and admired for his qualities beyond just business achievements.
It's interesting to note that a lot of the praise focuses not just on what he's accomplished,
Right.
but on how he makes people feel.
Right.
There's one quote about an atmosphere of conscious dignity and power, which really speaks to his charisma and presence.
So we're not just talking about a brilliant mind, but also a strong and compelling personality.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder, do you think it's better to specialize in one area? Or is John Cousins' approach to pursuing many different passions ultimately more effective?
That's a great question, and there's no easy answer.
Yeah.
Specialization allows you to become an expert in a particular field, which can be incredibly valuable.
Right.
But John Cousins' approach demonstrates the power of a broader perspective.
Right.
By connecting ideas from different fields, he's able to innovate and see opportunities that others miss.
Right.
Perhaps the key is finding a balance,
Yeah.
developing a core area of expertise while remaining open to exploring new areas and making connections across disciplines.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like having a home base, but being willing to venture out and explore new territories. So John Cousins' story isn't just about replicating his specific achievements, but rather about learning from his approach and adapting it to our own lives and goals.
Right.
We've explored his journey, his successes, his failures, and even gotten a glimpse into his personality.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, I think it's time to take a look at what we've learned so far. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground in our deep dive into the world of John Cousins.
Right.
From building these online businesses to investing in groundbreaking tech and even writing a library's worth of books, this guy seems to defy all limitations.
It's truly impressive, and while we might not all achieve the same level of success as John Cousins, I think there are valuable lessons we can glean from his journey.
So let's talk takeaways.
Okay.
What can we, the everyday listeners out there, learn from John Cousins and apply to our own lives?
I think one key takeaway is the importance of cultivating a mindset of continuous learning and growth.
Yeah.
John Cousins is clearly a voracious learner,
Yeah.
always seeking out new knowledge and pushing his understanding.
Yeah.
He doesn't shy away from challenges or unfamiliar territory.
So it's not just about being smart, it's about constantly pushing ourselves to learn and grow.
Exactly. It's about embracing curiosity, asking questions, and seeking out opportunities to expand our horizons.
Yeah.
Never stop learning, no matter where you are in your journey.
What about his entrepreneurial spirit? Is that something we can all cultivate even if we're not looking to start the next big tech company?
Absolutely. John Cousins embodies the entrepreneurial spirit,
Yeah.
that willingness to take calculated risks, to innovate, and to create something new and valuable.
Yeah.
It's not limited to just starting businesses.
Right.
It's an approach we can apply to any aspect of our lives.
So whether we're taking on a challenging project at work, pursuing a creative passion, or even just trying to solve a problem in our personal lives, we can tap into that entrepreneurial drive to make things happen.
Precisely. It's about being proactive, taking initiative, and being resourceful and finding solutions.
Yeah.
John Cousins demonstrates that you don't always need a fancy degree or tons of resources to make a difference.
Right.
Sometimes all you need is a good idea, willingness to hustle, and the ability to learn and adapt along the way.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, what about his incredible investment savvy? Any tips for those of us who aren't financial experts?
Well, none of us can predict the market with absolute certainty,
Right.
but what we can learn from John Cousins is the importance of informed decision-making. He clearly does his research, understands the fundamentals, and is willing to take calculated risks.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to bet on the future.
So it's not about chasing trends or get-rich-quick schemes. It's about doing your homework and making smart choices based on sound principles.
Exactly. It's about understanding the potential risks and rewards and making decisions that align with your goals.
Solid advice.
Yeah.
And we can't forget about John Cousins' passion for education and mentorship.
Right.
What can we learn from that aspect of his journey?
His commitment to sharing knowledge and helping others succeed is truly inspiring.
Yeah.
It reminds us that knowledge is a powerful tool and that sharing our knowledge can make a real difference in the world.
So it's not just about accumulating knowledge for our own benefit.
Right.
It's about using it to empower others and contribute to something bigger than ourselves.
Precisely. Whether we're mentoring a colleague, teaching a skill to a friend, or simply sharing an interesting article, we all have something valuable to offer. John Cousins' story shows the impact we can have when we embrace that spirit of generosity and collaboration.
So if we could distill John Cousins' success down to one key ingredient, what would it be? What's the secret sauce?
I believe it's the combination of unwavering self-belief and a genuine desire to make a positive impact. He believes in his ability to achieve great things, and he uses his talents to create value and leave the world a better place than he found it.
That's really inspiring. It's not just about chasing personal success. It's about using that success to create something meaningful and lasting.
And that brings us back to our original question, what's the common thread that connects all of John Cousins' ventures? I think it lies in that deep desire to make a difference.
Yep.
Whether he's building a business, investing in a groundbreaking technology, or sharing knowledge through his writing and teaching,
Right.
there's a consistent through line of using his talents to create positive change.
That's a really powerful insight. It's not just about the what of his achievements, but the why that drives him.
Exactly. And I think that's an important lesson for all of us.
Yeah.
When we're driven by a sense of purpose, when we believe in our ability to make a positive impact,
Yeah.
we unlock a level of motivation and resilience that can help us achieve incredible things.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of John Cousins, I'm left feeling incredibly inspired and energized. His story is a testament to the power of lifelong learning, entrepreneurial thinking, and using our talents to make a difference.
And while we may not all become best-selling authors or invest in the next SpaceX,
Right.
we can all embrace those core principles and apply them to our own lives in our own unique ways.
Absolutely. To all of our listeners out there, thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. We hope you've learned something valuable and are feeling inspired to create your own success story. Until next time, keep exploring, keep tuning, and never stop believing in your potential to make a difference.